He was the very best trombone player of the modern era. He was the first to take Charlie Parker's concept and adapt it to the trombone. Who was J.J. Johnson? Here on Big on Bebop. He was born James Lewis Johnson on January 22nd, 1924, in Indianapolis, Indiana. After studying the piano at age 9, Johnson decided to play the trombone at age 14. In 1941, he began his professional career with Clarence Love and then played with Snookum Russell in 1942. In Russell's band, he met the trumpeter Fats Navarro, who influenced him to play in the style of tenor saxophonist Lester Young. Johnson played in Benny Carter's orchestra between 1942 and 1945, made his first recordings in 1943 under Carter's leadership, recording his first solo on Love for Sale. In 1944, he took part in the first Jazz at the Philharmonic concert, presented in Los Angeles and organized by Norman Granz. In 1945, he joined the big band of Count Basie, touring and recording with him until 1946. After leaving Basie in 1946, he played in small bebop bands on 52nd Street. Johnson toured in 1947 with Illinois' Jig Hat. During this period, he also began recording as a leader of small groups featuring Max Roach, Sonny Stitt, and Bud Powell. He performed with Charlie Parker in 1947's Dial Records session. In 1951, he joined Oscar Pettiford and Howard McGee for a USO tour of the Far East. Briefly retired from music in 52 to 54, working as a blueprint inspector for Sperry Gyroscope. In 1954, Savoy Records convinced Johnson to set up a combo with trombonist Kai Winding, the Jay and Kai Quintet, which lasted until August of '56. It was a success both musically and commercially. The duo reunited again in 1958 for a tour of the UK, in 1960 and in 1968 to 69. In January of 1967, Johnson and Winding were an all-star lineup alongside the likes of Clark Terry, Charlie Shavers, and Joe Newman backing Sarah Vaughan on Sassy Swings Again, with 3 of the cuts being arranged by Johnson himself. JJ began leading his own touring small groups for about 3 years, covering the United States, United Kingdom, and Scandinavia. He also toured with the Jazz at the Philharmonic show in 1957 and 1960. Johnson is one of the 3 plaintiffs in a court case which abolished the cabaret card system. In 1961, he created a 6-part work entitled Perceptions, commissioned by Dizzy Gillespie, recorded by Gillespie and a large orchestra. Film scores included Cleopatra Jones, Top of the Heat. TV credits included The Danny Thomas Show, That Girl, Mod Squad, $6 Million Man, and Starsky and Hutch. Johnson returned to performing and recording in November 1987 with an engagement at the Village Vanguard in New York City. Tours of the United States, Europe, and Japan followed, as well as a return engagement at the Vanguard in 1988. He was awarded an honorary Doctor of Music degree by Indiana University and the Indiana Governor's Arts Award in 1989. He retired from active performing and touring in late 1996 after performing his last concert at William Patterson College in 1996, choosing to stay at his home in Indianapolis where he could indulge his passion of composing and arranging music. He was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and on February 4, 2001, he died by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Johnson brought new technical and harmonic possibilities to the trombone. It had fallen out of favor among bebop musicians largely because instruments like the trumpet and saxophone were believed to be more suited to bebop's often rapid tempos and demand for technical mastery. His agile and fluent approach to the instrument set a new standard for future generations of trombonists. J.J. Johnson, the legendary bebop